in the final lesson of Module 2. Give yourself a pat on the back for learning these really key fundamentals to helping your business be successful. In this lesson, we're going to cover monthly operational tasks. These are the key performance indicators that really keep your account healthy. We're going to talk about removing stranded inventory. We're also going to cover bookkeeping and sales tax. Let's get started.
All right. Hopefully you recognize this character. This is Wilson from the movie Castaway. And Wilson is a volleyball. He co-stars with Tom Hanks. And Tom Hanks' character is stranded on a deserted island. Now, stranded inventory is no joke. It can occur when inventory is at an Amazon fulfillment center and it's not available for sale on Amazon. Inventory can become stranded for a variety of reasons, and it's just sitting in the fulfillment center. It winds up accumulating storage fees, and it can't be sold because the offer is not active. Now, here's an important note. Amazon will hold stranded inventory for 30 days after they send you the initial notification, and we talked about notifications in a previous lesson. If after that 30-day notification, you haven't corrected the listing or you have submitted a removal order, that stranded inventory may be disposed of in accordance with Amazon's FBA policies. This is something that I noticed a lot more when I was doing a lot of arbitrage. If arbitrage is your business model, you might want to adjust this to a weekly task instead of a monthly task. If you do have stranded inventory, you can fix the stranded inventory by going to the link that appears at the top of the Manage Inventory page. If you don't see this link, then you don't have stranded inventory. The next monthly KPI I want to talk about is accounting. As you add more products to your Seller Central account, whether it's as a private label seller or an arbitrage seller, it eventually gets too difficult to manage that off of QuickBooks or even an Excel spreadsheet. This is a great site and we use it for several reasons. It's called Xero, but it's spelled Xero. Now, we've tried several accounting platforms and this is the one that we landed on, and I'll explain the reasons. The first reason that we really liked it was that it integrates with Teamwork, and that's the project management software that we utilize. It also integrates with multiple third-party sales sites. So if you want to sell on other non-Amazon sales channels, this is a really great accounting software. If you're thinking long-term and you know you want to add multiple business, either Seller Central accounts or multiple sales platforms, I highly recommend this site. The plugin that we use is called A2X. And what it does is it takes the Amazon sales data from your Seller Central and it reconciles it with the Xero accounting software. The plans start at about $20 a month and you save a significant amount of time and labor hours with your accountant or your bookkeeper by using this plugin. I highly recommend it. Last but not least is sales tax filings. And I have a huge disclaimer. I'm not a tax expert and I don't play one on TV. All right, just kidding. If your accountant has determined that you need to collect state sales tax and you have applied with the aforementioned applicable states, this is the best way to automate the process within your operation. Each state will have a different filing period based on your total number of sales that you pay. Now, TaxJar is set up so that you pay based on the total number of orders in each applicable state that you need to file in. There is also an automatic filing service on your behalf, and that essentially makes this totally turnkey. They'll actually do the filing for you, they'll withdraw the funds that you've collected for state sales tax, and it's just done on autopilot. Again, I can't stress this enough. Talk to your accountant, get their opinion in writing, and if you need to take action on this, this is the tool that we recommend to use within your operation. All right, we've made it to the end of this module, but before we wrap up, I want to cover the action steps for this lesson. The first action step I want you to take is to create a a calendar item where you go in every month and verify that you have no stranded inventory. Now, this is going to depend on your business model. If you're a private label seller, you could set it for the second day of each month, and every month go in and check to make sure that you have no stranded inventory. If you are an arbitrage seller, I'd recommend that you create this as a once a week check. The second item I want you to look at is your accounting. If you know from a business standpoint that you are going to stick with a single seller central account and you don't want to sell on other platforms, if your accounting system is working, stick with it. If on the other hand, you think that you're going to go and sell on multiple platforms or have multiple seller central accounts, I want you to take a good look at the Xero accounting software and that A2X plugin. Create an action item where you go in at the end of every month and close out your books. So typically by like the 5th day of the month, you can look at the previous month's numbers and close out the previous month. That's a really good habit to get into, and it'll make your bookkeeper and your accountant happy at the end of the year that you've closed your books on a monthly basis. Here's the final task in this lesson. Now, if you've had that conversation with your accountant and they've determined that you need to file for state sales taxes, go into the letter you've received from each of the state as it applies and figure out what the state requirement is for your filing. Take that information and create a calendar step so that way you go into TaxJar and make sure that the filing has been completed as required by the state recommended letter. Then on a monthly basis, just go into TaxJar and make sure that the amounts match up, what Amazon collects and what TaxJar says that you owe. All right, way to go. You should feel really accomplished because at this point, you have what has taken me 10 years as an Amazon seller, condensed from what's up here, and it's in these lessons. I really hope you've taken the time to do all of the steps and action items that were laid out. What we've covered so far is the foundations of building a really solid operation. We've also talked about the key performance indicators that matter to Amazon. Those are the things that are going to help you to be in line with Amazon's mission of being completely customer centric. Also talked about the metrics that matter to you as a business owner. If you're making Amazon happy, but you have no idea what's going on within your own operation, you're going to be lost. So I hope that these, essentially 10 years worth of knowledge condensed in these lessons will really help you to have a really solid business. The kind of business that helps you to sleep well at night, helps you to be on track for what your goals are, whether that's, to spend more time with your kids, to retire early, to maybe even become a full-time entrepreneur. All of those things are completely possible if you have a solid foundation and solid systems in place. Next, we're going to learn in Module 3 a little bit about supply chain management and inventory management. I'm going to try to keep these fun because they can get kind of boring, but hopefully you'll enjoy my corny jokes and learn a thing or two. All right, see you in Module 3.